That is the flagpole tower of the National Toy Train Collectors Museum. This museum houses toy trains of all sizes, shapes, colors, and ages. Toy trains from the mid-1800s through today. The Strasburg Railroad is not only one of the oldest public utilities in all of Pennsylvania, it is also the oldest railroad in continuous operation on the entire continent of North America. The railroad is owned by a group of local stockholders, and it was back in 1958 when 24 dedicated railroads in the Strasburg newspaper dated August 1852. So if you ever wondered how fast great-great-grandpa went, well, folks, this is it. Not quite 60 miles an hour, eh? Kind of way under 60 miles an hour. For those of you who don't have a speed app on your phone, we average about 15 to 20 miles an hour on our way from Strasburg to Paradise and back. Okay, which one of you guys said echo? Alright, we pay that ghost $37 a day, making her the highest paid employee on our railroad. And while nobody's ever seen that ghost, somebody keeps cashing those paychecks. And just last week, she switched from physical checks to direct deposit. Now, shortly after we cross this crossing over on your left-hand side, you see a bunch of gray walls. Those gray walls are actually the oldest graveyard in Lancaster County. In it is buried Marie Ferry, a French Huguenot who fled France in the early 1700s to escape religious persecution. She and her followers eventually made their way to Pennsylvania and were finally given a grant by William Penn himself for 2.5 square miles right here in 1712. It was they who named the colony Paradise. Now back then, only Marie Ferry and her followers were here at the time, and this, folks, was the edge of the Western civilization in the United States. Our next exciting landmark, guys, is Strasburg's one and only bridge. It's 16 feet long, and you're not going to see it because it's a bridge. It's supposed to be underneath it. But for your landmark, it's the white signs on the right-hand side of our train. Now, we've done a lot of scientific research, and if everybody on the train lifts their feet up, it takes a lot of pressure off that bridge, and it will still be here when we get back. So all the folks in the front of the train, you're going over the bridge now. Back of the train, get ready. So please lift your feet up so that we can take that pressure off the bridge. And while it's 16 feet, we also say it's 6 mules wide. Welcome to Lancaster County, where we measure things by mules. last 4 miles, we've been traveling through the heart of what is commonly known as the Dutch country, the fertile farmland of the plain people, Mennonites, Dunkers, and the Amish. Within Lancaster County, there are more than 75,000 of these people. They live a quiet, peaceful life of hardworking and deep religious devotion, exactly as their forefathers did when they arrived from Germany and Switzerland over 300 years ago. Nothing has changed, really. Their style of dress, their road travel, their entire way of life is the same today as it was 3 centuries ago. Junction is next where the main line of Strasburg meets the main line of Amtrak. Those of you at the head of the train will notice that we're beginning to turn sharply to the left. We're going to come alongside the tracks that were once the Pennsylvania Railroad's main line from New York to Chicago. There's going to be an interchange track between the Amtrak train and our lane of the Strasburg track. That is used to transfer Strasburg freight cars to our freight yard, as well as to transfer old into number 90 from the front of the head train to the rear of the train. This location, Lemon Place Junction at Paradise, has a lot of history to be told. It's the original route of the Philadelphia and Columbia Railroad, which became part of the mighty Pennsylvania Railroad in 1857. This is an important stop along the Pennsy, with more than 30 trains per day scheduled in 1898. 4 main tracks remained until 1961, and today, only 2 tracks owned by Amtrak remain. More than a dozen trains still pass by here daily, but they do not even slow down. In the earliest days of railroading, when the trains were pulled by horses, this was a horse-changing station, where those kind of ugly white buildings stand. Once stood Henry Lehman's Hotel. He supplied fresh horses for the train and refreshments for the passengers. Also worthy of note, February 22nd, 1861, a special train carrying President-elect Abraham and Mrs. Lincoln stopped here briefly, and he addressed a crowd of several thousand people as he journeyed to his inauguration and destiny in Washington, D.C. A little more than 4 eventful years later, another special train passed, only this time going in the opposite direction, unfortunately bearing the slain president's body on his sad journey back to Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Paradise. Paradise, Pennsylvania, that is. Change here for Coatesville, Philadelphia, Trenton, Newark, and New York. That is if you can run fast enough to catch a 100-mile-an-hour Amtrak train, that is. exit on the station side of the train only at the gates, which we have open for you. Please only cross the tracks to get back to your cars on the front track at our 2 crossing gates. And when you do cross at those 2 crossing gates, please make sure to stop, look, and listen. I encourage you to grab a snack at our cafe and take a little gander around our 2 good gift shops that we have here on property. We thank you for riding the road to paradise, and the next time you travel, we encourage you to take the train.